Hi, welcome to Money Confidence. I'm Crystal Oculee, the Chief Financial Strategist here at Confidence Wealth, and every week I like to bring a topic to you that's timely and what's talked about. So, as we're approaching towards the end of the year, and I know how crazy it is, time has flew by, that we need to look at some cleaning up, right? We always look at our accounts to make sure things are cleaned up. You always look at tax planning, all of those wonderful things that are important to do. And a lot of times we're focused on what holiday gifts to get everybody. But one of the most important holiday gifts is what we do with our state. So this is my little reminder to you that as you get towards the end of the year, if it's been a while since you have reviewed your trust documents or your, just state plan itself, this is the time to look at that. Trust usually should be reviewed 3 to 5 years just because new life things occur. You may have a new grandchild that you may want to add or change things to in the trust, or simply that maybe now the kids are no longer kids anymore. So imagine if you did this 5 years ago and the kids were maybe 16, well, they're 21 now, right? They're adults. So now it's time to really update that because there's no reason for the guardianship to be there or any of that. You'd be surprised how many people we look at their trusts and review, and I'm sure lots of lawyers that do trust reviews will say the same thing to you. Remember, we're not lawyers here. We're trust specialists on our team, and we'll review that, and then we'll send you to your lawyer to make the updates. But I'll tell you this, anytime I have conversations with state planning lawyers, they say the same thing. They're shocked about how many people walk in and that their trusts are so old, so many things have not been updated. And that's never a good thing, right? You want this to be clean. You want it to be exactly how you want it to be. And this is also a good time to really review what you had put in for your beneficiaries. Maybe now you want to add a charitable donation or something, a purpose that was important to you in the last 5 years that maybe wasn't important when you set up the trust years and years ago. Or maybe you want to add a niece or a nephew that's struggling that you want to help. So there are a lot of life changes occur, and that's why it's so important to review your trust and make sure all these things are updated. Doesn't necessarily mean you need to redo the whole trust. So be careful about that as well, because sometimes people just go randomly to strangers and the first time lawyer that they had not seen, and the person doesn't even bother looking at the trust and just says, let's just go ahead and set up a brand new trust. That's not necessarily always the right thing, because sometimes the trust is in good place, in good condition, meaning it just needs a couple of adjustments. But sometimes some trusts are really old and outdated, and it just doesn't even make sense to update them. It makes sense to just redo them. So just be aware of that. That way you understand where you stand with your trust and what needs to be reviewed. But I always think it's really a good thing to have these things to not just clean up before the end of the year, but also this is the time that you're going to be seeing a lot of your family. Thanksgiving coming up, the holidays coming up. So conversations that you may have not had before with your kids or your grandkids, this could be, that conversation. Remember, it's not just about the actual items or monetary things that you put in the trust that matters. What also matters is the traditions and the things that you put in that are important to your family values and the message you want to pass on. So one of the things I encourage you, especially because it's during the holidays that are coming up, share a memory, things that you want your loved ones to remember you by years and years down the line. So I always look at your estate plan and your trust plan as a way not to address the monetary things, but also to address the personal things and the traditions that you want to pass behind or leave behind, I should say. One of the things that I think it's important to do, especially in this day and age, if you are okay being on video, is recording a special message to your loved ones. Even if you're super young and you don't really need that, actually that's the best time to probably do it, because it would be pretty cool for them to see who you were. You may actually do several of these during your lifetime and have all of those of who you were throughout different decades left behind to your loved ones. Think about it as a nice little storytelling. So remember, it's time to clean up, review the important things that matter, And I thought it was a little nice reminder to tell you about your trust documents, your estate plan, and the traditions you want to leave behind. Talk to you soon and have a good one.